be funny if we have something like that, but I guess that's what King of the Hill tournaments are like, basically.
Yeah.
All right, let us get the show on the road here. On Berlingrad LE, we're in the bottom right-hand corner map, spawning all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. The blue Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He, of course, is going to be representing Team GP. We have the Tuna Terran himself. We have Ryung. 2 seconds.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Berlingrad LE, we have the South Korean Terran player himself. He is red, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming, DPG. It is Cure. There we go. We've had a couple of these TvTs. Of course, earlier today, we were lucky enough to cast Cure versus Byun, and Byun came out on top in that series. So Cure, he has to redeem himself a little bit here. We did see him be ultra aggressive on Berlingrad in the previous series, but will he be able to do it against Ryung? We were talking about Ryung earlier. Ryung has been historically known as a Terran sniper, TvT being his matchup of choice. So even though Cure is 100% a stronger, more well-rounded player in other matchups, when it comes to TvT, Ryung, he can take it to anyone. Doesn't matter if you're Maru, if you're Byun, if you're Cure, like Ryung, mate, he can still beat you. He's still got your number. That's just how good he can be. And a lot of that does come down to just because TvT can be slower. A lot of the time can be positioning based, so depending on who sieges up first, depending on who certain decision making skills as well, that is where Ryung can excel.
I agree.
There you go. Yeah, fun fact, Yaku, he was nodding along the entire time.
Yeah.
Hold on. Can I do this? Can I? You're on stream. Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Oh god. But yeah. I was just feeling some time, praising Ryung's TvT for a little bit before we get into this.
Yeah, it's definitely been his signature matchup for many years, taking out way back in the days of GSTL. I don't remember if Ryung played in Pro League. I don't believe he did, but yeah, back in the days of GSTL, he was sent out against the likes of players like MVP, against the likes of players like whatchamacallit, Gumiho, Palt, best Terran players in the world.
Supernova, mate.
Supernova. Yeah, just because he was one of the few players who had a chance of beating them.
Yeah, I remember he and Innovation had a bit of a rivalry going on as
They
well.
did.
It was very
hard
fun.
to swarm.
Yep. It was a great time. Unfortunately, Innovation, he is no longer with us. He is now serving his military service for his country, but hopefully we get him back at some point. And while Innovation may be gone, at least we do have Ryung stepping up instead. And so far, nothing really major going on. We do have essentially mirrored builds.
That's funny. It's one of those things where Innovation was like, yeah, when I come back, I'm probably not going to compete again, guys. Maybe I'll play a little bit for fun, but I'm not going to compete. Ryung said the exact same thing when he came back, and now look at him.
Look at him now, mate. Look at him now. He's here. He's playing with the best of them. Speaking of, a bit of a step up. He does lose to his Reapers. Trying to get an SCV. Unfortunately, the SCV did dip into the gas geysers. He was unable to snipe it.
So they do call it the shelter if you don't have a bunker. The budget bunker, shall we call it.
God, this is the second time we're seeing like this tall grass come into play, and it's absolutely disgusting. Like the widow mine within it. Oh my god.
Oh, it's absolutely brilliant.
Brutal, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we'll see if it's gonna come into play. Cure is moving out. He will immediately catch a Hellion. Oh my god, catching 2 Reapers and a Hellion already? Jesus Christ.
And if Cure didn't have the map control just now, he just secured it with this.
Oh, or has he? Oh, the right shot!
Oh, the bait!
Ooh.
Ooh, actually targets down the Cyclone, which shakes it out.
Ah, not bad.
Not at all, just like that. Cure hasn't exactly lost the map control, but it's getting close.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, Ryung has traded more efficiently. He's lost less. But that may be coming to an end as Cure does rotate around and he's going to be able to delay this third base. Focus on that SCV. At the same time, Ryung's main army is headed towards a third of Cure, but Cure is already ready, sieged up.
Yeah, right around in position. Are you getting lag spikes?
I am not.
Oh,
no. Oh god. Meanwhile, Ryung, he's getting across the map. He actually gets on top of the ramp as well. Meanwhile, we are getting a little bit of lag spikes here. We do have a disable on 2 of the tanks, and just like that, Cure, he is collapsing on this army.
I think I better leave since there's an engagement about to go on.
Yeah. Oh my god, meanwhile, the tanks are going down here. Cure cleans everything up. At the same time, there are 2 Reapers in the main base of Ryung, still continuing to deal damage. Despite that, both armies actually killed 20 SCVs. 20 SCVs went down for both Ryung and Cure.
Huh. Puts them on a roughly equal footing.
God, exactly, as I do share my screen with Yaku. Again, lovely feature of Discord. The unfortunate reality, though, is that Ryung, his CC was delayed, and it's only just now being restarted. Meanwhile, Cure's his is done. It's already in orbital. Like, mules are already coming into play.
Yeah, Cure is already almost fully recovered from all the damage he took earlier on. Ryung is can barely begin to heal.
Exactly. So Cure does have a pretty big advantage right now, but again, any advantage in TvT can be nullified with a couple of nice moves when it comes to being sieged up first, when it comes to tank positioning. Not just that, but maybe even air superiority. The big worrisome thing, though, is that Cure does have those Ravens and Ryung does not.
Yeah, so he's got a lot more potential to throw down some more auto turrets or even disable the tanks if he needs to.
That he can. Meanwhile, finally, the orbital's coming into play here for Ryung. He's catching up with the upgrades. Stim is finally going to finish. A bit of an interesting difference is that Ryung does have a much faster 1-1 in production. Just far faster compared to Cure. So there is maybe a window where he will have those bio upgrades, but like, I don't know how important bio upgrades really are in TvT.
Well, sometimes it can make the difference of surviving a tank shot and not. Sometimes it can make the difference between. Well, I think that's the major one I can off the top of my head. That's the major one I can think of. But eventually, when you get enough tanks sieged up, the upgrades almost don't matter.
Exactly. It all comes down to the tanks. Meanwhile, an anti-armor missile on the majority of these Vikings. They also struggled to land because they were over some terrain here. So Cure dominating the skies as well as the ground.
And just avoiding fights entirely when he doesn't need to take them.
Again, he's trying to find his way up this ramp. Oh, he will actually almost catch a medevac. Working his way towards the third base.
Yeah, this is very uncontrollable, though. Cure does not want to fight there, at least not without throwing down some disables or auto turrets.
Ooh.
With the air superiority, he will be able to get extra range and shell away. GG.
Yeah, GG is cold. There wasn't even a fight there. Ryung knew that he just didn't have enough to really deal with what Cure had. And Cure takes game number 1 in that series.
Was there ever a fight? Now I think about it.
Not really.
I mean, that was like a base trade.
Yeah. There was never really a big fight, actually. now that I think about it. Wow.
That's deep.
It's deep, man. It's deep. And speaking of deep, hopefully Yaku's internet is deep in the green and not in the red.
The opposite. Okay. Yeah.
Oh boy. Alright, can we set this up?
Eh? I got it. Oh.
Oh god, it's so close every time. And I just realized we do not have game heart for game 2, man.
Well, we can count.
Oh, we can try.
Well,
We'll try our best. We'll try our best to count. You can count on us.
That's all that counts. As we continue our series here on Curious Minds LE, in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the blue Terran player coming down from the land of Korea. He is known far and wide as the TvT sniper, the Tuna Terran himself, representado Team GP. He is Ryung.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Curious Minds LE, we have the South Korean Terran player. He is red, representing Dragon Phoenix Gaming. DPG. It is Cure. Here we go, we're diving into game number 2. Cure already having a lead in this series, and again, Berlingrad was a very interesting game where, as you were saying, there was never a really big major engagement, just a couple of skirmishes here and there, and Cure taking a lot of small wins that really added up in the end.
And a domino effect, if you want to call it that. It's an absolutely real thing that happens in, I guess, every matchup. Normally you look at TvT and you want to say that it's not necessarily the case, because obviously the pendulum can swing depending on positioning, tanks, even drops and whatnot. But you do need an economy to get to that.
You do.
Right from the start, Cure was kind of preventing Ryung from getting a stable one.
He really was. He really was. You know, the third CC being delayed for so long, even early on. Ryung losing a couple of SCVs as well, so we'll see if maybe he can get a little bit more momentum early on, as we do have quite a very different opener here. Cure focusing on his economy with the racks into CC. Ryung staying on one base a little bit longer.
Okay. I'm gonna be a little bit more active on the map earlier on.
Oh.
I just jumped to 1500 ping.
You may want to dip out, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good, all good. As it does seem like, yeah, Yaku is being lagged out. He is being timed out at the moment. Oh, okay. Thankfully, he has left. But yeah, I know what it is. It's like, I don't know, like a time of day or something where your internet starts to die on you. I don't.
Yeah, it's usually. I think it's when more people get on.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad.
That's what I'm assuming it is.
Maybe. Oh boy. Alright, well, it's okay. It's okay. You can, of course, join me via Discord. And thankfully, it wasn't during a big fight. You know, it's just during the opener, you know, when everyone is kind of getting into the swing of things.
Yeah. Was it, you know, it can disrupt the rhythm a little bit, but, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Plenty of time to get back into it.
Definitely. As we have this 1-1-1 here from Ryung, already working on his Hellions here. And we'll see how this push works for him. I say push, he's still kind of just chilling here, waiting for his medevac to pop out.
Yeah, is it gonna go across the map with that cyclone? Is what I want to know.
Hmm.
Just, it's positioning his units for the lift.
Yep, and here we go. The first medevac does pop out for Ryung. He's looking to try and lift up and push out. Meanwhile, Cure doesn't really have a lot of vision on the map. He didn't decide to go for any of the Zelnagas. He has everything at home. A decent amount of Hellions, though. Oh, because he's going for his own drop?
Alrighty then. Base raid. TM.
Yeah, in a way, like these Hellions obviously, mate, they can tear up a mineral line real quick. Meanwhile, there's a lot more staying firepower in these Marines and this Cyclone, but there's a Cyclone at home to defend.
Already getting back into position.
Oh, God.
Only a single supply depot takes a little bit of damage. Not any major damage either. Meanwhile, here come the Hellions for Cure.
Oh no, the Hellions, they get into the mineral line. They've just roast up as many SCVs as they can. A couple of them are forced to fight, and what is there to defend? There's nothing else here. There's like 2 Marines. Oh, not like this.
Just about the entire mineral line is being taken out.
Mate, it's over before it began, mate. Look, the Hellions are gonna get even more damage. Like 15 SCVs have gone down.
We're at 20 SCVs versus 39. Plus, Cure has all those wheels for Burn.
Oh my god, and Ryung, he's just stuck outside the base, not really doing much of anything here. By the way, a Hellion survived all of that? Cure still managed to get away. Finally, he gets dealt with, but Ryung is 100% all in. He is down to less than half the worker count of his opponent. He has to make something happen here. I just don't know. I just don't think. I don't believe, mate. I don't know, should I?
Well, they call it a Hail Mary play for a reason.
True, Ryung is very religious.
Exactly, the answer is, how Santa Maria are you feeling?
It's the question. We have the massive arc being set up. Ryung, he's going for it. He's going to try and make this work. He throws down 2 of his auto targets, but immediately they get picked off here as Cure breaks through with his Marines. He's going to take every single thing down. GG gets called, and Cure takes the series.
2-0. Whew. Boy, that went by a lot quicker than I thought it would. TvT.
Yeah, both games, honestly. Like, we didn't really get into the mid game at all, which I'm personally surprised about. So, GG, well played, Cure.
Very well played indeed. I mean, I thought it would have been a little bit closer, again, just because it is Ryung we're talking about. TvT is that matchup that he shines, but it does look like nothing can stop Cure lately. Well, Byun could. Well, Byun slowed him down, but he didn't take him out.
I guess not, mate. I guess not. Well, with that, it does the end of the run of Ryung here. He does get knocked out of the tournament. Meanwhile, a couple of other surprising updates. Hero also getting knocked out by Dongre-gu. Honestly, something I didn't expect to happen. Jesus. GG.
Yeah, something I did expect to happen, though. Creator takes out Zest 2-1. He's now facing time, and the winner of that will be going up against CRG.
Yeah, honestly, Creator has a pretty good shot. He has a pretty good chance to maybe qualify. I say maybe because only 1 player qualifies from the lower bracket, so things are still going to get pretty intense down there.
Yeah. That'd be very tough. See, the favorites are still there. Rogue, either Classic or Beyond after that series finishes up. And of course, you never want to count out Cure.
Definitely. Never want to count him out. Well, speaking of counting him out, I think we're gonna tap out. I think there are still a couple more matches to go. But we have to wait. Trap and Bunny are mid-series, Time and Creator are mid-series, and then there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 more best of 3s left, mate. 4 more. 8 more actually, I guess, but
well, 8 more in the tournament, but
yeah.
mainstream will cover those.
Exactly. That's the big thing, is that the mainstream are currently still covering Beyond versus Classic, and then when they move down to the lower bracket, they do kind of, they have priority when it comes to their matches, and yeah, this is where we start to run out of series, and we all just start running into each other.
Double up.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes just can't really be avoided, but as much as possible, we don't want to avoid that.
Exactly. I mean, regardless, I do want to congratulate the players today, and even to the players who got knocked out of the tournament, because hey, they still have a chance, because there are going to be more qualifiers, and as you said a couple of times, like, they're not region locked.
They are just server qualifiers, so it doesn't matter where you're from, as long as you're willing to be awake at the time, or as long as you're willing to play at the time and play with, depending on where you are in the world, a ping disadvantage, you can still sign up and have another shot of qualifying for King of Battles, Rey de las Batalas.
Shaking my head. You didn't even know what you just said. But
I really don't.
Oh god. But yeah, so be sure to support the other streams, Alpha X and Some Drunk Canadian. We're gonna give a bit of a cheeky raid to old mate Canada. I actually don't know his name. To Some Drunk Canadian.
Oh, Canada. Old mate Brandon.
Exactly. We'll be giving him a bit of a raid, so of course you can follow the coverage of this tournament. If you enjoyed the broadcast, consider following us here on the CranKy Ducklings. We're live throughout the week. We're going to be live tomorrow at around the same time as the start of this tournament with GPO.
That we will. Of course, being the Grand Platypus Open that we are finally getting back to regularly. Now that most of the big events have been, far off city, we have concluded.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of players like me, Micah, Beastlord, Gogo Joey, Ender, the Juggernaut boys, they're going to be there for GPO, as well as the rest of the Oceanic players. I'm sure Starduck may join in if he's not too busy playing Kerrigan Survival 2 and Dota. Oreo may drop by as well, Pez, Azure. It'd be great to see them show up there for GPO, and we're not going to be clashing with King of Battles, as the next King of Battles qualifier for Korea is in 2 days.
All works out that way.
It really does. With that, do you have anything else you want to add, Yaku, before we all pass out?
I had something, but it'll come to me. Just keep going.
Oh god, thank you everyone for watching and tuning in. Again, a massive shout out to the sponsors of this tournament. Of course, a lot of the prize pool, a lot of the money raised on the Matcherino will go to the American Red Cross. Some Drunk Canadian is also helping sponsor this event. The event is being run. Yeah, it is being run by Alpha X, sponsored Matcherino, and Backblaze, which I've never heard of before, but it's a thing.
Wait, how does that work?
How does what work?
If the Red Cross is sponsoring,
I'm pretty sure they're not sponsoring.
Of us. Okay.
I just said that a portion of the money raised on Matcherino goes to the Red Cross.
Right.
It's being raised. It's being raised for charity.
You got it. Yeah.
Would you think the Red Cross was paying Alpha X?
Yeah.
What? It's not.
Well, like wrist injuries.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching. We're gonna go pass out. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. We're gonna give old mate Brandon a bit of a raid, cheeky raid. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for GPA.
Gonna continue to flame. We'll see you then.
See you then. Ciao.
Bella.